Buyers, listen up. Multiple offers, everything's going crazy over asking. That's not necessarily the case anymore, so watch the rest of this video and we'll explain how you can get a property under list. What's up everybody, welcome to Boring Real Estate Stats, the March 2022 edition. This is Clinton and Fab with Team Hague.
So guys, let's get right into it. So in March of 2022, we saw detached listings, active listings at 3,330 with sales at 1,291. Benchmark price, $2,118,600. For townhouses, we saw 1,013 active listings with 743 sales. Benchmark price at $1,138,000. Average days on the market was 12 days on townhouses, which is super fast. For apartments, we saw 3,285 active listings with 2,310 benchmark sales. Benchmark price at $835,500. Average days on the market was 16 days. That was the biggest increase from the previous month. We saw on average between all three about 200 to 500 more listings from the previous month. And from what we saw there is we saw that the sales also increased, which is what to be expected in the spring. You know, March is usually busier. Though that being said, we did see about 1,000 more sales from last month, but that's still down 23% from last year in March.
Yeah. Now for the sales to active listings ratio, detached house is 38.8%, townhomes are 73.3%, condominiums was a pretty big increase at 70.3%, for a total of about 56.9% overall. So as we've been saying the last few months, still definitely a seller's market. The absorption rate is super high, and prices are still increasing. There's just sometimes a little bit less buyers coming, less people looking. There's multiple reasons why it's a little bit slower now, but also just because there's more listings available, which is normal in March, like Fab said. Now about the buyers, so the strategy that we've been using about the last 6 months for listings is we had listed a little bit lower than market value, and that generally attracted a lot of people and it would sell for more than market value. Now we've seen a shift in the last 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
And that's not necessarily the case anymore. What we're realizing is that buyers are looking at prices and they're just automatically assuming, okay, well, it's listed for 1.5, it's going to sell for 1.7. They can only afford 1.6, so they're not coming. Now, that's not necessarily the case. We're seeing less people coming, so a lot of places nowadays are actually listed for more towards market value, what they're worth, and they're selling for around that as well. So sometimes less people are coming, and that's a number they reach. So we've really seen in the last few weeks that we're able to get buyers' properties for actually list price or even a little bit lower, depending on what the listing agent and the seller's strategy was to market that home, right? So if you're interested in purchasing, it's a really good idea to give us a shout and let us know what properties you're looking for, and then we can break that down for you and what we think it'll sell for and how it's priced, because not all times now that's going to be selling for way over asking. It's a good time for people to get in there and you're able to do your due diligence and get a price that you're happy with in the market, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then to elaborate on that is what we've seen is we've been able to secure in the last few weeks a few properties for buyers, like Clinton mentioned, below the ask price. But one thing to note too there is that what we're seeing is and maybe you as a buyer have seen this, is you wonder, why is a home listed for a week and then all of a sudden canceled and relisted at a higher price? And the reason that's happening is because what they're seeing is they're saying, well, they're expecting this high demand like we've seen in the months previous, where they're going to get multiple offers and get the 100,000 over asking, or 80,000 or 200,000 over asking in some cases, and they're not getting it because buyers are a little bit hesitant right now, and so then they're relisting at what a fair market price is, like you mentioned, Clinton. And the ones that we've secured, we were not in multiple offers, so we ended up negotiating lower. And like Clinton mentioned, which is really important for a buyer, is, you know, if you have us working for you, is to make sure that we do your due diligence and you get time to do it. You're not rushing into something, which is, you know, in our opinion, I think a great thing for a buyer. I mean, you don't want to spend that kind of money and not be able to do an inspection, go to the city, find out if there's any outstanding permits, all these things that we can do for you to make sure you feel like, yes, this is the right house for me. So definitely give us a call if you need some help on that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Have a great day.